Welcome to the new session. In last sessions we have learnt about the drainage system of India, that is the first thing, Himalayan rivers. If you look at India's drainage system, it was classified into two. One is Himalayan river system, the other one is Peninsular river system. Himalayan river system is also named as perennial river system and another one is called as Peninsular river system. Already by learning about river Sindhu or Indus, river Ganga and river Brahmaputra, we have finished about learning of Himalayan river system in India. Now we are going to learn about the perennial system we have finished already. Now we are going to learn about the peninsular river system of India. In peninsular river system, the rivers are characterized by fixed courses, absence of meanders and largely non-perennial flow of water. Peninsular river system have three important characteristics. The first one is they have fixed course. Always they are flowing in one particular direction. The course of the river is always the same. That is what called fixed course. The second one is the meanders were absent. You know, the river is it has followed a winding course that is called as meanders. You have learnt about these meanders in previous classes. But here, for this peninsular river system, they don't have meanders. That is, the river never followed this type of widening slope. It will never had. The third important feature of these peninsular rivers are they are non-perennial. They are opposite to perennial. That means whenever the rains are good, they will flow well. Whenever the rains are not there, then their water also recedes. That is different from completely perennial rivers. Hence, the non-perennial flow they have. So, peninsular river system have three important features. The first one is they are characterized by fixed course. Second one is absence of meanders. And third one is they have largely non-perennial flow of water. These rivers are fed by river water. These rivers are fed by rainwater only. Whenever good rains are there, these rivers flow well. Whenever rains are absent, the course of the water, the force of the water is receded or reduced. Hence, they are feeded because of the rains only. Peninsular rivers, except Narmada and Tapi, the other rivers, they were all flowing from west to east and drains into Bay of Bengal. Because the peninsular plateau itself, it slopes from west to east. Most of the peninsular rivers which raises in western Ghats, they mostly flow the west direction and west-east direction and they flow into Bay of Bengal. They east direction and they flow into Bay of Bengal. They start from western side in the western Ghats and flow towards east and drains into Bay of Bengal. Only two rivers, that is Narmada and Tapi, these two raises in the east and flow towards west and drains into Arabian Sea. The Chambal, Sindh, Betwa, Ken and Son are the tributaries of river Ganga. They were all originated in the northern part of the peninsula, Indian peninsula. Chambal, Sindh, Betwa, Ken and Son, these rivers are the tributaries of river Ganga. They belong to Ganga river system, but they have their origin in a northern part of the Indian peninsula. But they are not considered as peninsular rivers because they are part of the holy Ganga, one of the Himalayan river. Hence we consider all these are a part of this perennial river system only. And if you look at the other rivers, important rivers of the peninsular rivers, Godavari is the largest of all peninsular rivers. Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi, Kaveri, Narmada, Tapi, all these are the important peninsular rivers. Some of the important peninsular rivers are Godavari, Krishna, Mahanadi, Kaveri, Narmada and Tapi. These are the peninsular rivers. Godavari is the largest of all peninsular rivers. It has its source at Trayambak Plateau near Nasik, Maharashtra. In Ahmednagar district, Nasik, Mahabaleshwar Plateau, Maharashtra, Godavari river has its origin. Godavari has its birth from Trayambak Plateau, Nasik, Maharashtra. And Krishna is considered as the second largest peninsular river. It starts from Mahabaleshwar in Western Ghats. All these rivers, they drains into Bay of Bengal. As they starts their source from west and they approaches and flows towards east and they reaches ultimately to Bay of Bengal. Mahanadi, it is one of the peninsular rivers. It rises near Shahawahis, Chhattisgarh. It is also considered one of the important peninsular rivers. Narmada river and Tapati, these two rivers are different in peninsular rivers. Why? Because these two belongs to peninsular river system, but they are draining into Arabian Sea. Narmada river, it born in Amarkantak. It has its origin in Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. Tapi, which is also called as Tapti, it rises near Multai forest and drains into Arabian Sea. These two rivers, Narmada and Tapi, both they belongs to peninsular river system, but they flows from east to west. Narmada and Tapi flows from east to west and they drains into Arabian Sea. This is the major difference you have to remember. With the other rivers, these two are different from. Like this, if you look at the drainage system of India, if it is even though divided into perennial rivers and peninsular rivers, no matter, but all these rivers help in many ways for the development of Indian economy. Most of India's economy depends upon agriculture. Most of our livelihood derives from agriculture. From ages onwards, people of India depends upon agriculture. Hence, these rivers, they are helping Indian farmers and irrigating lot of land of India and making it very fertile by making of deltas. Not only that, lot of sources of livelihood we derive fishing and lot of aqua and marine animals were all we can get from these rivers. And we have fuels. We will get natural fuels from these rivers, and we also use these rivers for navigation. By that, trade and transport is also well developed. In this manner, these river systems, whatever we have in India, even though they were classified into two, but they are helping both North India and South India in many ways. In this regard, we have to be thankful to the river system, and we always take care of our river system and protect them well, because rivers are protected well by us, they will also protect us well. Otherwise, we will suffer a great by the rivers. So, these river systems are very, very important. Tomorrow or in the next session, you are going to learn about in what way the water is essential, in what way the water is used for different purposes, and how the water is available to us. All that important issues about water we are going to discuss in the next session. Thank you.